Hey, it's Heidi from A Lively Hope, and I'm really excited to start a new series with you. I have been dreaming and thinking about a weekly slow stitch series that I would like to do in 2026. I actually wanted to start it in 2025, but I kind of got into my own head about it and just was overthinking things. So, because I have continued to overthink things, I decided I'm just going to start. I've tried to come up with what felt like the perfect plan and something that could for sure last an entire year. And the more that I have tried to come up with this perfect solution, the more I've stressed myself out about it. So today is the beginning of a weekly series that may or may not be one project for the whole year. I think probably not. I have several ideas that I think are whole ideas in themselves. So I decided to start with the simplest and just learn about this process and how I want it to look and then move on from there. So this will be more of an abstract play, like a loose and free kind of playing stitch book. I have ideas for others that are more structured. One that I really want to do based on like woodland creatures with a more realistic thread painting style of embroidery. But I didn't feel like that was the right place to start. So we are starting simple and just starting, which is advice I give to people all the time. And sometimes I need to remind my own self of that. So I have this book. I got it at a thrift store for 50 cents or $1, and it fell apart. It's just it's New Webster's Library of Practical Information. I think it was a quote book. Yeah. The center has come out, and I still have it, I think, in my collage materials. I'm loosely planning to have this be the cover of my stitch book, but because I'm unsure at this point, I'm not going to do anything with it yet. I cut some spare muslin. I design and sell embroidery kits in my shop and often have small offcuts of muslin left over from those kits. This is putting thread all over me. So for now, my tentative plan is to do one loose page every week with you and fill up this book. We'll do different techniques. I will learn what I want this to be and what you want it to be as we go. And we're just starting. So I'm going to pick one of these. I did cut these roughly to size. They're a little larger than the book so that I have just a little spare room. I'm envisioning this with these, with the frayed edges outward. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see. So today we're just going to do some simple applique. Raw edge applique is my plan. Let's get started. I grabbed my odds and ends thread. A lot of this is left over from when I used to make thread cards for my kits on my own. And now I have a small business that does that for me. And I had this left over from another project. The color isn't showing very well through the camera. It's really a nice teal and some blue. So I'm just going to play with some ovals, I think. This is pretty open weave cotton. It almost looks like linen. So I cut this out, and I also have this negative space, which I really like. I'm going to just see how these could work together. Trying to leave room on the edges for sewing pages together. Okay, I think I'm just going to go with that. It's really simple, but I am okay with that for today. Let's see. I like this. This feels like it's in the same color family. And this thread has a bit of a sparkle to it. I'll grab those out of this mess of a box. And I'm just going to raw edge applique and then probably do some running stitches through the open space. This is so simple. I really don't need to pin it in place, and I can't find my small pins, so I might be poking myself unnecessarily. But in the interest of I don't know, saving myself a little trouble, I'll pin these in place. This is stranded thread, floss, whatever you'd like to call it. I prefer to use 2 strands when I'm doing most things, but especially applique. So I will tie a quilter's knot just by looping the thread on the needle and then pulling it to the end. And then I'm just going to start here. I think I'll do a whip stitch. I like to do it in one motion, so I start inside the thing I'm appliquing, go straight out, and then back up a little ways into it. So down into just the backing fabric and up through both. So this one is stitched down now, and for efficiency's sake, I like to just use up whatever is on my needle. So I'm going to go on to this next one, knowing I will most likely need to get more thread partway through. I'm working this in the hand, though of course you could use a hoop. Whatever feels better to you. So I almost made it. This is called losing thread chicken. I have 2 more stitches I have to do that I had to rethread my needle for. That's just how it goes, I guess. I will use it again down here, so that's fine. So there's 2. So I do have a little bit of that thread left. I'm going to set it right here because once I applique these other 2 pieces, I'm planning to use that to go around the shapes. So now I'm on to this slightly metallic one. And I will just do the same thing around these 2. So I have appliqued all around each of those. I really like how this little metallic element adds some depth to it. And now my plan is to do running stitch around the outside of these shapes, but with the contrasting color. So I'll use the darker blue around this teal color, and then this, I'm not sure what that is, light teal around the blue. And just a really simple running stitch. There's my quilter's knot. There's one time all the way through, all the way around. I mean, I'm just going to keep going. I've done around these 2 and run out of the length of that dark thread. I'm not going to get more. I might see if I have more in my partially used jar. Let me see. Thread where I've used some of the strands. And I don't have any more of this dark, but I do have this other teal. It's kind of silky, though I don't know that it is actual silk. I have 1 strand of that tucked in here. So I'm going to see how far I can get going around this one with just that. And that will be kind of a fun change of color. I have just the tiniest bit of thread left of each of these colors. So I'm going to do a little bit of stitching around to use it up. Page 1, all finished. I added this running stitch and this running stitch with the extra. It's a little difficult to see. I'm excited now, and after working on this, I have a ton of ideas for other pages. So come back again next Friday.